is Charles on Wraith of Game Warriors Gaming for a Cause, and this is Unscripted. Today's episode of Unscripted is Mirror Mirror. And what I mean by that is everybody has heard the phrase mirror mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Well, I'm going to change that question a little bit and ask my mirror, what is the root of it all? So, there are so much things going on in the world today that have been around for decades, and so in asking my mirror what is the root of it all, the mirror is going to tell me, just like your mirror will tell you. See, we as individuals have such power and authority in us that we can shape the world around us. We can choose to do nothing and to stay in the shadows, stay in our little bubble, and not really affect anything to our knowledge. But by doing so, we're negatively affecting the world around us because we're not contributing to solutions. We're not helping find the solution. So therefore, we are allowing the injustices in the world to continue. We're allowing for these evil acts to continue because we're not standing up and saying we're going to make a change. And I'm not talking about the change that these celebrities and everything else are trying to do because it's the hot topic of the week or month or whatever. Because as soon as that novelty wears off, as soon as that spotlight fades, they're gone. Not all of them, because there are some of them that have been speaking out on different topics for years. In some cases, a hindrance to their career. But the fact is that to effectively change the world, we have to change ourselves. To make an impact, we have to look in the mirror. We have to change ourselves daily. See what we did wrong and grow from it. Learn from our mistakes. Teach our friends and family and our kids the lessons that we learn from our mistakes, so that way they don't have to go through it. And then it's up to them as individuals to whether or not they're going to accept that or they're going to have to learn the lesson on their own. So each person is responsible for their own actions. And that is something that seems to be a common theme now, where people don't want to take responsibility for their actions. They want to point the finger over here. They want to point it over there. Well, this is the way I was brought up. It doesn't matter. I'm proof of that. I had several family members that were very racist. I had family members that were abusive, alcoholics, drug addicts, and I'm neither. I'm none of those. Because I made the choice that I was going to make myself better. Am I perfect? Not by any means. That's my kids, that's my wife. I've made mistakes. I own up to my mistakes and I learn from my mistakes. Now, see, that comes up to another problem that we're running into. When we're so quick to point our fingers at this person and that person, we'll point back and we'll go back to something that they did 10, 20 years ago, when they were a different person and not as well informed or whatever, and we hold them to that but we stop there. We don't go forward to see what changes they have made. So we hold them to that condemnation of whatever they did wrong in the past. We don't see the efforts that they've made to be a better person, the things that they've done to make the world a better place, or anything like that. We just hold them right there. And then you got people that, for some weird reason, um, they accept the behavior of the past, and to the point of blindly, thinking that that was okay and stuff like that. So therefore, they're part of that same problem. We are individuals. We grow. We adapt. We change. Or at least we should. I know some people that are still the same as they were 10, 15 years ago, and they haven't learned their lesson. They're content with being the miserable, negative person that they were 10, 15 years ago, still today. And they want to blame their parents. They want to blame society. They want to blame this, that. And they do not want to take that long, hard look in the mirror and see what kind of changes they can make to make themselves better. Because see, when we do that, when we impact ourselves to the point of I've got to change, when we come to that point and we want to change, and we start making these changes, other people will see those changes. And they may have been looking up to you as this person here, and they will see the growth. Now, some of them, until they learn that they want to change, they're gonna not accept the new you. But there's other ones that are gonna sit there and be like, you know what? They're on to something, and they're gonna change, and then so on and so forth. You'll never know the impact, the full impact that you had on society, because it's going to happen generations, both negative and positive. It's going to take generations to see the full impact. The things that certain family members do will shape the way the rest of the family views things. Um, it, it's an individual thing, you know. And going back to the finger pointing and everything else, once we run out of people to point at, we start asking God, why don't you do something? Why did you allow this to happen? Why are you allowing this to happen? And, the simple answer, just like the mirror, it's you. We're given free will. What we do with our free will is up to us. Now, there are consequences to our actions. If I go out and I kill someone, I expect there's going to be consequences, both legally and emotionally and psychology. Anyway, there are consequences. Psychologically, that's the word I was looking for. All right. And, it's going to impact whatever I did there is going to impact future generations. It's going to impact other people. So we can either use our abilities for good or for evil. That's the simplest as it gets. The solution is you. The problem is you. Whether you choose to do something to make a difference, a positive impact in the world, or if you choose to sit there and do nothing. Inactivity is a choice. If you choose not to do something, you're just as guilty of doing it as the person who did it. You chose to allow that type of stuff to happen. And that is a bitter pill to swallow. And it's one that I've almost choked on I don't know how many times. Uh, One in particular was with someone who sexually abused me. I didn't speak up out of fear and everything else, but I didn't speak up, and I didn't move forward, and I didn't bring this to light, and that allowed someone else to be abused by the same person because I didn't open my mouth. So we have such a world today where we want to place the blame solely on this, solely on that. And we don't want to look at all the contributing factors. We don't want to look at the whole picture. If you start just treating the symptoms and not the problem, you're not going to go anywhere. It's the equivalent of me if I had cancer of taking aspirin or something, expecting that it's going to get better. You know, I, let's say I had a brain tumor and I'm having headaches, and I just start popping aspirin. That's not going to help the tumor. That's not treating the problem. That's treating one of the symptoms. So, I know that I had someone recently on my Facebook page that was talking about, I don't even remember what it was, and wanting to pass the blame strictly on uh, the older generation, and that it was their fault and my fault, because I'm now part of the older generation. It was our fault that this stuff is going on, and that certain incidents were bringing things to light. The fact is, it's not bringing it to light. If it's bringing light to this, then you have been living in a bubble. A lot of the same problems that are going on in the world today have been going on for decades, centuries even. But it takes us breaking that cycle by looking in the mirror and saying, what can I do differently today? How can I improve myself? How can I improve my family? How can I improve my friends group? How can I improve my community? And it just reaches further and further and further. It's a ripple effect. So there are no easy solutions. There are no easy answers to the problem. The closest that we can come to is the fact that it is us. As individuals, we have to look at ourselves, change ourselves, and we'll change the world. That's all I've got today, guys. Until next time, this is Charles Almighty Wraith saying stay awesome. Hey, guys. This is Charles Almighty Wraith, and
Wrestler 58.
we hope y'all enjoyed our video and everything. Be sure to check us out on all of our other social media networks, such as YouTube,
Facebook,
Twitch,
Twitter,
Instagram,
and Patreon.
And also be sure to like and share the videos. And all right. Until next time, this is Almighty Wraith and
Wrestler 58.
saying stay awesome.